Welcome
to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
We are traveling all over Uganda to find hard-working farmers.
We want to celebrate them while giving them the knowledge they need
to make their farms more productive and adapt to climate change.
We want to support them to get better yields and increase their income.
We will see how farmers can benefit from our experts' advice and turn their farms around into a profitable business,
while learning from each other in so many ways.
Join us on these journeys and share in the farmers' experience
on the Shamba Shape Up Uganda. Put it up.
Welcome to Shamba Shape Up Uganda.
I'm excited about today's farmer. He's a successful farmer who started out as a boda rider, but now a leader in his community.
Very inspiring.
And it reminds me of a show I once watched. It was of a young man who left the village to come to the
I'm not sure. So our farmer is really enticed.
The storyline is the same because this young man left the village to discover his passion in farming.
Our farmer is called Double. He owns
the show was about...
Today, we are in Namawata village in Wakiso district meeting Ronald Mutebi, an LC3 chairman and a proud farmer, and his wife Nalwanga Teddy. Ronald and his wife live on their 21-acre farm.
And on this farm, they grow coffee, bananas, maize, and they have 4 cows. Ronald loves his cows very much, and Teddy just planted her Motoke. Let's meet our farmers.
So we have come to visit your farm. Yeah. We want to find out what challenges do you have on your farm.
We practice coffee planting. We practice cattle keeping. She began a banana plantation.
Okay.
On the side of coffee, we lack the technical knowledge of how to manage it. We are harvesting less than compared to others. The system of the climate change of today is also challenging us. So some of the challenges are those. And but then with the cows, we do not know what are the real feeds that we are supposed to give the cows.
And Madam Best Half. Yes. You have started planting Motoke, bananas.
Yes.
What are the challenges you're facing?
The challenge I'm facing is about the sunshine.
Sunshine?
Yes.
Okay.
We do not know how to go about that.
No, you do not have to worry. Because we do not come alone. We come with experts, and they are going to give you all the help that you need.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yes, but let's first go and call them, then we'll come back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be
see
right
you.
back.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Okay,
bye. My dad was good at growing Motoke and keeping cows. So when I also started my own home, I've been with at least 1, 2, 3 cows. Actually, I love farming. I love it.
Ronald has 4 cows, and 3 of them, as you can hear, giving 40 liters of milk every day. Is that enough? We have invited our expert, Dr. Richard Lumu from Naro, to give us and teach us tips on how to make silage, keep silage, and feed the silage to the cows. Let's go and find out. Ronald, how have you been making this silage?
With the silage, we plant maize. Between 70 to 75 days, we cut it. We hire machines, chop it, put it on surface, cover it with a kivela, and actually, after chopping and keeping it like this, to me, I've not been putting anything. I just cut the maize itself and serve it the way it is.
Mr. Lumu,
yes.
You're nodding.
Actually, what he has been doing is not the best way, but the best way to do it is to add some few things there, like molasses to entice bacteria action.
Silage can be made by harvesting newly flowered maize, which is 45 to 50 days, or grasses like napier and bracharia. Chop your grass into small pieces. In a bucket, mix 3 liters of water with 1 liter of molasses. If you don't have much space, consider using a big plastic bag instead of a pit, as it is easy to monitor and seal. Fill your plastic bag, which should be able to fit 600 kilograms, with 270 kilogram buckets of chopped grass. Add the mixture of water and molasses to the bag and compress everything down. Repeat this process until the bag is full. The molasses will help with the fermentation process. Tightly close the top of the bag to prevent any air from getting in. This will help the grass ferment and keep it for a long time. Place heavy bricks on top of the bag and ensure it's off the ground to keep it safe from pests and moisture. Silage will be ready in 21 days.
Yeah.
So when I give silage,
Yes.
I get dairy meal,
You give dairy meal.
done.
Yes.
I will not need anything else.
You need water because minus water, the system will not be complete.
So let's take a deep dive down into the details.
Silage is fermented fodder which you can store and feed to your cows during the dry season. It can be made from napier grass, sorghum, and maize stems. Silage allows you to feed your cows when it's dry and milk prices go up. Well-fed cows equals more milk, more money.
We are very prepared, as you can see. We have everything here. The wheelbarrow is here, full of all the tools that we need. The expert is there. Let's go fix this plantation. Teddy has been working on this plantation for several months, but it seems that she needs more help because the suckers are still small and the weather patterns are unpredictable. To establish a productive Motoke plantation, we have invited Dr. Godfrey Seru from National Agricultural Research Organization, NARO, to help us with guidance.
I've observed some things that we can talk about.
Yeah, please let's talk about them so that we can
I would like her to tell me first where she got the planting materials from.
I have got it from the old one.
From the old plantation?
Yes.
Yes, that is the problem. Because I've already observed some problems.
Already?
Yeah,
With
we
this
have.
young one?
Yeah, I've seen black ants here. They are an indication that they are weevils in there. So they come in to eat the larvae of the weevils and they're already here. So it looks like what the materials you used were already infested with weevils.
But can this be saved?
Yes, it's still a young plantation. What she needs to do is to come in with some chemical. One, you can use Dudugard at a rate of 200 mils in 20 liters, or you can use Rocket at a rate of 50 mils in 20 liters. So once you mix your chemical, you do what we call drenching. Drenching is where you pour the chemical around the plant on the soil. Now it will go down and kill the weevils. That way, your plantation will be safe. Yeah, you do it now, and after 6 months, you repeat.
You do it again.
Yeah, I've seen some other issues that we can look at.
Yeah, let's go, Teddy. Wow, what's wrong with this one now, Doctor?
Now, first of all, thanks for mulching.
Oh,
Mulching
well
is
done.
a good practice. But if you are to mulch, you must do it the right way.
Yeah,
And how you did it here
it's not right.
is we need to improve it.
Okay,
And I'm going to show you how.
please show us.
Now, when you are mulching, you don't bring the mulch up to the plant. That one, as the mulch decomposes, it produces heat which may affect our plant. Secondly, it can make the movement of pests into the plant very easy. So now we leave 1 foot away from the plant.
Doctor,
Yes.
this is it.
Yeah.
So what is next?
Yeah, let's have a look at that.
Oh, this one. This one is completely gone.
Indeed. Teddy, you can see this one died off.
My God,
And
it's rotten.
there could be several reasons. One could be drought, that it didn't have enough water at that stage. Another one could be weevils. But when I look at this, it's the weevils which killed it. You can see these tunnels. But now, what you need to do is to replant. Not only this, but the entire plantation. Whatever died, you have to replace it, but with a clean planting material.
And she can do it in the same hole?
Yeah, she has to uproot this, then replant, and after replanting, she'll apply the pesticide. But I'm also concerned but there are older plants here which are not well maintained, and they're a big source of the weevils. Let's have a look.
Okay, right away. Hey, Teddy.
Yeah, now do you see this plant?
Yes.
It's not good to have an old plant like this, which is not well maintained, next to a young plantation like this.
Okay. What happens?
Yeah, now it can be a source of infection for the young plants. One, you can see it, if it has weevils, they'll all end up in the new plantation. You can see it's not well maintained to get rid of the banana bacterial wilt. It has all the male buds. So once it gets the banana bacterial wilt, even the young plants will be infected. So now first, we need to first break off the male bud using a forked stick, not cutting. Then we do our pruning very well. Now since the rainy season is going to start, we will not leave your plantation just like this. She has to intercrop. So you intercrop with short plants, preferably legumes, beans, groundnut, but here beans will do very well. But dear farmers, always remember, if you are to start a new plantation, always start with clean planting materials.
Welcome back to Shamba Shape Up Uganda. We're still in Namawata village and we're visiting Ronald Mutebi and Nalwanga Teddy. We've seen how to feed our cattle better to boost milk production. And we have learned how to manage a young banana plantation, but we also want to find out how to best look after our coffee and agroforestry.
There's no time to waste, Fob.
Oh, okay.
And the coffee whisperer is here.
Oh, May is a very busy man. Let me go and get his deputy. Okay, So our farmer Ronald, aka Double Double, planted different enterprises on this land. He started with maize and it failed. Eucalyptus failed. Tomatoes also failed. But with the help of his better half, Teddy, they planted coffee on this 12-acre farm. Will they get a bumper harvest? Let's find out. Luckily, our expert from Cafe Africa, Andrew Magombe, is here to tell us. Andrew!
Hey! I was talking to the coffee, and most importantly, I was enjoying the sweet smell of the flowers.
You and your coffee talking, and you're all the time. So, you've been walking around our plantation. What did you observe?
So, I've moved in this garden, and I've seen a number of issues, but it is very nice that the farmer, who is the owner of the garden, tells us her side of the story. So, Madam Teddy.
Yes, please.
Any challenges? What challenges do you see with this garden?
The problem we have, it is shine. Because we are in a dry season, that is the main problem we have.
Actually, as I was moving, I was also feeling the sunshine. I was feeling like burning, actually.
I thought I was in the shade.
And that one of the causes of that is that there are no trees. There are no shade trees in this coffee. You can look, the sun hits you directly when you're in this coffee. So the coffee was telling me there are no shade trees. That's one big issue.
Okay.
The ground is bare, you can see. So even when the sun hits, the little moisture that is in this ground goes off.
Okay.
Very bare ground.
Okay.
When you look at the soil, still, it's more sandy soil. There's little organic matter. Yet, there's a lot of manure from Teddy's cows.
So what can we do to make sure we get a proper harvest?
What we should focus on is what I would call, in summary, coffee agroforestry. Grow your coffee, but integrate it with other supportive crops. We need to plant recommended trees. There are trees that are recommended. Plant ficus or albizia. They'll provide shade.
All for the coffee.
For the coffee. But as the tree is growing, you need to integrate with banana.
Oh, Motoke.
Yes, Motoke. For trees, plant at a spacing of 20 by 20 meters or 30 by 30. That's one. Then for matoke or bananas, plant the bananas in coffee at a spacing of 20 feet by 20 feet. Trees will provide shade high up. The bananas will provide shade at some level.
Second level.
Then you find the coffee also at some level. Then down on the ground, it's not supposed to be bare. If the coffee is still young, plant short crops, cover crops, like legumes, like beans, soya. Still on the ground, add manure to your coffee. Around the coffee plant.
Okay.
And good enough, Madam Teddy, you are really rich. But you have the animals there. I just saw the animals. They are producing a lot of manure. But that what is missing is just bringing that manure to your coffee. Place it around the coffee plant. Okay? That manure will help, besides giving nutrients to the plant, it will help to retain water, to hold water.
So, and what is all this? I see trees.
We have to walk the talk. Practice. Do the practical.
What is the first practical?
We are going to plant the tree, the shade tree, and this is Mutuba, ficus.
Oh.
This is ficus. We are going to plant it.
Okay.
We're going to dig a hole of 1 foot by 1 foot. 1 foot deep, 1 foot wide.
1 foot deep, 1 foot wide.
Yeah, then we plant this tree. We just put it there and it will start growing. Here we have the tree planted. Once it grows, it will provide shade. Down, we have applied our manure. It will supply nutrients plus holding the moisture. We have now mulched, and this will conserve the moisture. Together, this combination will be supporting the coffee to be productive even in the dry spell. To other coffee farmers out there, in your coffee, make sure you plant recommended shade trees.
All this knowledge about coffee has made me crave a cup of coffee. Caris, I'll be back.
Well, what Rob did was great, but not half as cool as what I'm about to show you. Hey, Doctor!
Hello.
What do we have here?
We have 3 species.
Let's go do this.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. Frob discussed shade trees in coffee, but what about the rest of the farm? Trees and farmers have a long-standing relationship, but due to soil degradation and increased food demand, farmers have turned away from trees. Dr. Sarah Mutonyi from National Agricultural Research Organization will teach us how to reintroduce trees back into our gardens. What are the benefits generally of having trees on your farm?
The benefits, we have what we call the environmental, in that they help us in reduction of climate change. They remove carbon dioxide from the air, which they use it for food. So if we have more trees on farm, that means we're going to reduce a lot of carbon dioxide which is in the air, and we shall not have these things of drought, too much drought. We shall have normalization in our rainfall. We have social soil conservation, conserving by improving the soil structure and then reducing runoff, and then you'll have a fertile farm. And then we have economic benefits. So if you have these trees on farm, you'll be able to sell timber from it.
Okay.
We have other trees like mangoes, avocados, jackfruit. They provide food. For example, if you had apple mango in a casero, one apple mango is between 1,500 to 2,000. The tree is having around 50 fruits to 100 fruits in one season. So you multiply 1,500 by 100 fruits times the many trees you have on your farm. You see how much money you can make out of trees?
Exactly.
A lot of money.
A lot of it.
We have come with some trees. And I'm going to talk about all of them. So we shall start with this tree. This tree is called Albizia zagia. When it grows, it has a nice crown. This crown allows penetration of light, not too much shade. This tree also fixes nitrogen to the soil because it is leguminous. It fixes nitrogen to the soil. The other thing is that this tree stabilizes your soil so that it is not taken by running water. So I came along with another tree. We don't call it a tree because it doesn't have a very straight stem. This is a shrub.
A shrub?
A shrub.
What is a shrub?
Now, a shrub is, let me say, a plant which does not grow beyond 2 meters high, and then it branches very fast.
Okay.
Not beyond 2 meters high.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is a shrub.
Okay.
And its name is Caliandra. Caliandra is very good. How? It is playing so many roles. You see, it is stabilizing your soil, it is adding manure, you are using it as feed to your animals.
They feed the cows?
Yes, cows, goats, sheep.
Okay.
Yeah, this is feed.
Then it is wonderful. Yeah, I'm grateful for that.
I also came with this tree. And this tree is called exotic movule. This one is recommended you plant it along your boundary, or if not, you plant it alone.
Okay.
Yeah, and its purpose is it is for timber, because you can see even its stem is straight.
Okay.
This is for production of timber, and then also it stabilizes our soil because of its rooting system. So that means it will prevent runoff if you have these trees on the farm.
Great information. We have some trees that we're going to plant right now, and Rob has no idea what he's missing.
Now, to plant this tree, Caliandra, you plant it in 2 rows. 1 row, all the trees are 30 centimeters. But now the second line, it has to be alternating, in that the tree you're going to plant in the second line is going to be in between 2 of these. For other farmers, when you cut 1 tree and you are about 100 farmers in the village, that means 100 trees have been cut down. So that is very big for climate change. So I advise every farmer, you need to cut as you plant so that we reduce the effects of climate change to our environment.
With farmers like Ronald, who are not only thinking about today, but planning for the future, I am sure that the coming generation will have a beautiful place to call home.
Agilewo.
Yes.
Welcome.
What's happening here? Pate.
Double.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. You had prepared for me too?
You can have a cup.
Thank you.
Ronald,
Yes,
what
sir.
is your advice to the youth?
I beg the youth, one, to first realize or identify their strength. They should know, actually bear in mind, where do I have the strength? If you have somewhere you come from, you've got a chunk of land, you've got something like, even a kibanja where you can initiate a business, agriculture is good. When you do agriculture, you get money. I rode boda for a period of time and I didn't earn anything.
I am telling you.
And I've moved a step ahead. I rode somebody from Namawanga to Mitiana who had going to oversee the proceedings of a certain coffee plantation of a certain big man. When I went there, I met a plantation of just 10 acres. I said, no, I've got my 40 acres of land in the village. Why can't I go back and begin capital development? Just within 2 months, I had come here.
You had left the city?
As if I was ready. I had come here and began by cutting down the trees that were naturally planted.
Okay.
We had an intention of let me plant maize first. At the end of it all, I plant coffee.
Unfortunately, that is our time. But we promise we'll be back to check on the progress of our farm.
Nice.
And as for you watching at home, we'll see you next week on another episode of Shamba Shape Up Uganda.